So Delphine, thanks for agreeing to go through this part of the coaching process, which we call the coaching plan. As you know, we've arranged for you to have a few coaching sessions, and this is the first session to work out really what your big goal is, but also what are some of the topics that you want to bring to coaching. So we'll spend about half an hour, and in that we'll start bringing out and exploring some of the themes. And I want to just start off just by asking, what is it that's bringing you to coaching now? What is it that's bringing you here?
Right. Well, I guess I'm in a bit of a transition work-wise. So I've left my marketing career and I qualified as an executive coach with you now, maybe 15 months ago, and I started my own business as a business coach. So I guess it's been a year. It's been a year in the pandemic as well. So that's been interesting. And I think I had a good start, but I can really see how coaching could help me to maybe to progress a bit faster or to clarify more my vision for what I want to do.
Okay. So there's a bit of that context. So if we then start looking at a goal, if we fast forward to the end of after you've had our 4 coaching sessions, what's the big goal that you're bringing in that you want to achieve?
Good question. I think my main goal would be to visualize better what I really want to do with that business. So I mean, I have a strong idea and I'm starting already to explore, but I find it hard to visualize exactly where I want to get to with it. So I think that would be probably one goal, one thing I'd like to explore.
Okay. You say one thing. Are there maybe other things within that you want to achieve as goals?
I think it's the main thing, but then I also need to. I'm very conscious. I'm working on my own. I've always worked in teams, and I've always worked being employed. So I think I'm also very conscious that there's a lot of things I can do on my own, and I believe that I can do it. But I want to make sure that I don't stay totally on my own, and that I surround myself with people who have different perspectives and complementary skills to support me in my journey. So yeah, that's something I'd like to maybe to think about a bit more.
Okay. So you've got this big goal of getting your business up and running, and particularly the vision or the way you want to be, but also there's this awareness of the collaboration element. Okay.
Yeah.
And if we fast forward 3 or 4 months and we've had all of our coaching sessions and you've hit those markers, what impact do you think it might have for you?
I think the impact of having a strong vision and being able to see that would really give me strong guidance. So I know it will still take time to get there. I'm very realistic. You don't build things overnight. But I think it would just give me that guidance and also a bit of a drive to get where I want to be.
Yes.
And I always found in my career that I was sort of following the flow. It just felt like being in a river and following the flow. I was not really directing or in charge of anything. And I want it to be very different now that I'm building my own thing. So yeah, I think that's why I want to have clarity on my vision, is to have a sense of direction and inspiration as well. Above all, when things get tough, because I already saw in a year of experience, you've got ups and downs, and yeah, you need to manage the lows. So I think a vision helps with that. And the other thing, collaboration, I would say it's twofold. It's to help my business. So if I find the right people to, and I started already, but it's more a bit by coincidence that I do that. So I want to think maybe a bit more strategically, having a bit of an informal board of peers and advisors who have very different skills and different perspective. And I think that's just give what I'm trying to do a better chance, rather than trying to do it completely on my own. And also even though I started my own thing, I'm not someone who thrives working alone. So I know that having those connections and feeling almost being part of a sort of team, but then a team that I choose would be great for my motivation.
Okay. So there's some personal feelings in here as well as some information and as well as some structure and some planning. Okay, great. Thank you for that. So let's now start. We'll hold that in mind, these big goals that you want to achieve and also those impacts. And let's now start looking at maybe some of the themes that you could bring to your coaching sessions. So we can do that in a number of ways. You've had that questionnaire to fill in that you sent back to me, but also you have thoughts and feelings bubbling away. If we start with the questionnaire, that's about both some of your personal qualities, but also your professional competencies and skills. So let's start by using that. When you filled in that questionnaire again, what did you notice about yourself and about the questions?
I noticed it was quite hard. I found it quite difficult to do because it was a lot of very big questions and quite general questions. And yeah, I think maybe I should have done it in a way that I was only thinking about this goal, but I didn't. I just sort of did it instinctively. So I think that's the main thing. But then I also started to identify a few areas where I should be exploring part of the coaching to help me with my business and making it as strong as possible.
Okay. Well, we'll come on to those, if you like, those even better if areas in a moment. Before we do that, I was wondering which of those bits on the questionnaire that you were happy with, which you thought, yeah, these are good, these are strong.
And okay, in terms of where I am now.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm at quite a good place with my drivers, and my approach to daily activities in terms of being optimistic or pessimistic. I definitely know I'm optimistic, and that's always been a blessing in a way and driving me. I'm happy with my plan to invest in myself. So I guess it's also because I'm in the industry of personal development, but I'm very clear that, again, I need to invest in, so at the moment I'm investing more in sort of mentoring to develop my business, but very soon I'd like to reinforce my coaching skills, because I realize they are strong, but they can certainly get stronger.
Yeah.
But I'm quite happy. I know I have a plan with that. Relationship with others, that's something that I'm happy with most of the time. And communication skills, again, linked to relationship with others, and also due to my previous career in marketing, and I did a lot of communication. So from communicating with individuals to communicating a message, for example. Can always learn, but I think I have good basis, and decisiveness. Yes.
So lots of strengths, and some of those things that you say areas to work on a bit, but you have confidence, you've got a plan, so we don't have to worry about those. What about then, if there are any that you thought they are a strength, but actually if I really increased them, if I got much better at those, or there's an obstacle to getting much better at those, are there any of those strengths that you think you could, or you would like to focus some more time and energy on?
So the strengths I just mentioned?
Yeah.
Okay, before I do that, I'm just going to add one, which is openness to feedback. I think that's definitely something I do on a regular basis. So to answer your question, yes, I would think values and drivers. So I didn't include values in my first answer because I think I've done a lot of work on them since I trained with you, actually. But I think I can do more to really know how to integrate those values into my business and how to use them to drive it. And it's the same with my drivers. It's a constant on this. Above all, again, as being self-employed, you are in such a roller coaster. So I need to be much clearer about understanding what's really driving me and motivating me. Because I need to do that when I'm, when things go really well, but also when things get quite tough. So that's something I could certainly improve. Another, investment in self, I think I said it, it's more how I do my plan around that, but I think I already mentioned that. Communication skills. I know I have good basis and I know I communicate with others, but I'm also aware that, I need to, am I really how am I super clear? Am I completely aware of across and how I get some messages across? So I'm quite keen, and that's again from a personal and a marketing perspective for my business. I'm quite keen to continue working on that to make sure that I don't assume that I'm a good communicator, but that actually I can see the signs or the things which tell me if what I'm doing right or wrong. Yes. I did say in the questionnaire, I have a tendency to want to help others, like many coaches. Usually that's how we want to become coach. I'm learning to not risk you to help sometime. I think I got pretty good not to risk you in coaching sessions, but I'm still learning to let go when I can see a huge conflict in front of me or paradox, and I have strong ideas about which way I should go, and I'm really working on that. But I guess that's more the coaching. What else did I say? I talked about managing negative feeling. I think that's something. I don't know about that one. I think I'm quite good with that one, to be honest. I tend to push my, to be, but there's always ways. And again, in the context of, going through the roller coaster of having your own business, there's certainly times where you feel, oh my God, is that really working? Is that, is it ever gonna take off the way I want to take off? So I think I could still work a bit more on that.
So let's just take a little pause here, just so that we keep our memories working. So it seems from these, because you're still talking about your strengths here. So it seems that there's three main things that have emerged that you've got a bit more heat under, isn't it? The values and drivers, the communication skills, and also the last one you mentioned, the rescuing tendency, the kindness. Do any or all of those three deserve a place to have a coaching session about, or are they things that you are working on yourself?
I think I would probably work on myself. I think because there's probably other areas which need more support.
Okay, great. Okay, so is that then a commitment to take those three? They're on your personal development to-do list that you don't need to bring to coaching?
Yes, I think so at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, cool, super. Okay, let's now go to the thing that you brought at the beginning, which is the even better if. So let's start talking about the things that you're aware of that you really want to change. Came up from that questionnaire. Should we talk them one at a time, maybe, and we can get a bit of detail on each?
Okay. Yeah, sure. So the first one I would say, where is it? Self-awareness. I think there's definitely an area in my organizational skills.
Just say a bit more about that then.
So I can be quite structured. I'm very organized with my time, and I'm very focused. So I know I'm only focusing on a couple of things at a time, and I plan my week accordingly. I've got specific time allocated. So in that sense, time management, I'm not bad, but I think I'm pretty bad when it comes to dealing with routine tasks and basically anything which is a bit boring, which doesn't excite me, which doesn't interest me. You just have to get on with it. Everybody gets on with it. And it's not like some people like it more than others, but some are better than getting on with them. And I think that's where I'm not great. And that can cause me some stress, like tax return. Recently, it was the first time I had to do it. My husband's been telling me he's the opposite of me. He's done it 3 months before, and I did it just before the deadline. So yeah, that's definitely an area I need to think about how to make sure I don't add this level of stress in my life.
And is it something that you have worked on before that you've tried to overcome, or is it something that just you're aware of in your life?
I think it's something I've always knew, but yeah, I thought about it before, but I never really tackled it. But again, now in the context.
I'm really sorry, Delphine. Can you just say that last thing again? You just froze for a couple of seconds. You said, I'd never tackled it before, and then it froze.
Yeah, I said, I think in the context I'm in now, I would want to work on it because it can have consequences.
Yes. Okay. So if you did work on it and you avoided those consequences, what positive impact do you think it might have on either the business or on you personally?
Yeah, I think on the business it would mean that things would hold quite smoothly.
Yeah.
Clients would hear back quite quickly. Things would there'd probably be some automation somewhere, and it would be quite efficient. The way the business is efficient, and the impact on me, it means that it saves a lot of time. I think if you can be organized, it saves a lot of time.
Okay.
And it saves stress and fallout or issues, or so yeah, it would be quite big.
So you're ready to bring that to coaching then? Ready to bring that to as a thing? Okay, great. Okay. What else? What else appeared on your list?
What else did I think of? So I think balance is an interesting one. Balance is so the question is, what are the balance in my life, like, so work, home, family, friends, etc. And I think that's the main reason why I left the corporate to start my own business, was actually to continue having a career and doing some important work, but finding some sort of balance. I always needed flexibility. Since I had my 2 kids, I needed flexibility because of personal circumstances, and I had it through my work. But then I got a bit stuck because I couldn't progress anymore, and I got really frustrated. So now I'm trying to design my own life, really my own work within my own life, and so I can have the flexibility I need and I can have that freedom. But I'm also realizing that it's constant. It's still a constant challenge to find the right balance, and I think that's probably going to be at every stage of my business. So when you start out, when you start to have a lot of clients, and when you start to scale, there's always, so it's not like I solve the problem at all. So I think there's a lot to discuss for me in that area. So
okay. And if there were one focal area of this balance problem, how would you describe that?
I think I want to make sure I haven't quit a job to get into just another job of working non-stop.
Yes.
And and it's nothing to do about laziness, but it's about really finding a way that the business is sustainable enough that I don't need to be working in it like all day long, every day, every holiday. And at the moment, I'm being careful, but my days are already filling up quite significantly. They're quite busy, very busy, and I'm thinking, ooh, I need to be, you know. And also, what I found when I started is I had a lot of space for creativity, and I'm already feeling that I don't have that space anymore because I'm busy working in the business. So I think that's finding ways to make sure that I don't literally get back in the hamster wheel and just get busy doing things all the time.
Okay. So how is this topic of work-life balance and the things that you're talking about, the hamster wheel and not working too hard, how is that different from the first topic of organizational skills?
It's funny, it's probably very linked actually, because I think if I could be super organized in many ways, I would probably find ways for some of the stuff to happen without me. So I guess they are similar, but they're also different. I guess organizational, I see it more like as a was this balance for me. It's more to think about, okay, what is it exactly I want?
Yes.
And that's linked to the vision. So back to the vision, how do I want, what business I really want? Do I want a team? How many days I want to, how much do I want to work? I love my work, so I feel like I could work, all the time, but I'm also conscious that there's other thing I want to do. So I think it's all linked, but it's still quite specific. It's still quite, it's still quite a specific area I'd like to explore the balance.
Okay, so it's got a flavour of big picture and vision within it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like you've got your second topic. And if there's maybe one or maybe two more topics that would be useful coming from your even better ifs, what might they be?
Okay, I think there is an element, so in the questionnaire it's called gaps within the professional practice, how aware I am of the gaps in order to fulfill my role. And I think that's, I think I mentioned it before in terms of building a team, or like I call it like a virtual board of advisors or peers. Okay. And that's coming to this. I think it's quite. I'm pretty aware about my strengths and my strengths and skills. But I'm still very much on a journey, and I want to. I just feel I need to work more on that to understand what else I need to do to get to where I want to be, and who else I need to have in my circle to support me along the way.
Okay. So how far away are you from being really clear about what that might look like? You've explained it a bit. So how near are you, or how far are you from knowing exactly the who and what and how?
I think 5 or 6 out of 10. So I think up to the conversation with you, I was always thinking that's something I should think about, but I haven't really thought properly about it.
Yes. Okay.
What it really looks like.
Okay. And if you got really clear on that, and you knew who, and you knew why, and also you knew the how, what impact do you think that might have on the business?
I think it would give my business a better chance. A better chance to grow. Again, I'm very keen not to make sure I don't develop things just based on my own. I want to be totally in control for sure. That's my business, but I really value the other perspectives. And also there's a lot of areas that I know nothing about. And until I earn enough to hire people to do that for me, I think it would help me to get to a steady place quicker.
Okay. Okay.
And then from that steady place, I can start to invest in support.
Yes. Okay. So that will give you that extra string to your bow that we don't tend to have when we work on our own. Okay. Yeah. So that's a third topic, sounds like. Is there one more topic? Do you think there's one more topic that you would like to bring into coaching from what you've gone through?
To be honest, it sounds quite a lot already.
Okay. and
yeah.
As you know, as a coach, you know that we might find that one topic, two topics get finished in one session, one topic takes 2 or 3, so that's fine. Okay. So can you then summarize now those 3 topics that have emerged that you want to bring to coaching? Can you maybe just summarize so you're really clear on what they are? Yeah, okay.
So I think I'm trying to remember the first one now. Which one did I say? Was it about the drivers? So the first one was about my values and my drivers. That's it. So really getting clear on those and how they help me to develop my business and how, you know, giving me that direction. So that is the first that was the first goal. Then I do have one around organizational skills, which, as I said, is definitely not my strength, but I do realize even more so now that we've been talking about it, that if I don't nail this, basically, it's really gonna play against me in terms of time, energy, and stress point of view. So definitely something I want to work on. And then there is balance in terms of being clear on what balance I'm really looking for. And I would even say, I mean, I know it was another point, and it's not really a separate point, but there was a question in the questionnaire about, I think it was about how we manage our energy and physical and emotional energy. And I think that also comes into the balance for me, because what I want to find is, you know, I want to be able to feel good during the week as well. And usually I do, because I really love what I do and I do some activities. But at the moment, as I mentioned, I feel I'm already working the days are getting really busy, and I'm already sacrificing time for exercise and, you know, yoga and things, and that impacts me. Yes. So yes, the balance, looking at really thinking what balance I need, how do I want to work, what do I need to do to keep my energy level high, and how that fits into my vision of what business I want, what life I want to have with that business.
Okay, so they were 3, and then that final one you had just at the end, do you remember that last one?
Oh yes, so there's 4. Yes, the gaps.
Yeah, and your team. And
and I think it's about building that. For me, it's having that bridge to get to that point where I get enough consistent revenues that I can start to recruit people, maybe not to recruit as employees, but pay other people to help me, you know, like a VA or things like that. But until then, I need to do the stuff like from finance to content to anything. So everything. So yeah. Sorry, that was not very clear.
Oh, it's fine. And so there's that 4. So we've got these 4, haven't we? We've got the values and drivers. We've got the communication skills. We've got the organization skills, and then we've also got the team thing. So of those 4, where did you want to start? Which one?
I think the balance.
The balancing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What draws you to that one?
Because it's how I felt when I spoke about it. It just felt like that was definitely an area I want to explore more, and it's linked, as I already said, to my vision. But yeah, it's more how I felt in terms of I want to clarify that, because then I can do the steps to adapt to it.
Perfect. Okay, so we've got our 4. We've got our first one, and after the first one we'll see if those three still stay relevant. That's fine. If they collapse and change and morph, you know how it goes in coaching. That's absolutely fine. My encouragement between now and
I can't hear you anymore, Charlie. I can't hear you. Oh God. I can't hear you. The sound.
now. Sorry about that. There was a problem with the microphone. So as we come towards the end of this, Delphine, from talking this through, what have you learned? What have you learned about yourself?
I learned that I maybe I would say I'm confident about how I want to set up my business, but I shouldn't sort of sleep on my laurels in a way, and I should really, really give it the best chance by having the best mindset, organization, support, people around me. So yeah, I think that's what I knew it, but it sort of came out very strongly that I don't want to assume, I don't want to assume I've got it all to make it work. I think I need to, yeah, I need to, and I think the challenge is now to find the right things to work on and the right people to support me.
And thank you for that. And what are your feelings that you've got now as we're going to get going with the coaching?
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm really excited, and I think I'm really excited about, and that's why I probably wanted to start with that balance thing, because in my mind, I link it very much to my vision. And I know I want to get it right, but I'm not 100% clear on what really it is. I've got a blurred idea, but I would like to have a clearer idea. And that's exciting, that I can have space to think through that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, listen, thank you for working so hard, and I really appreciate you pushing through to come up with these topics that are of real importance to you. And I'm really looking forward to working with you and helping you work through all of these topics.
Thank you.